My name's Charles E. Gagnon, and I'm the new president and CEO of Volunteers America, Massachusetts. So I want to thank everyone for being here today. It's fantastic to have such a great turnout in the middle of the day to support our veterans. I first want to start off with thanking Chris Bouchard. He's an excellent board member. He's a mission-based leader. He's a Navy veteran. He's a rock star in the private sector. He's a committed volunteer, and he's an engaging board member on the VOAMASS board. So I'm really grateful to have him guide me and support me as we push together a new strategic vision for VOAMASS in the future. You know, I've been very blessed. This is month 15 for me. And of course, on month 6, what happened? COVID-19 turned up. And I don't recall it covered in any of my graduate courses. So it was really a great challenge, and I'm so pleased that we stepped up. But our success starts at the top. And we have a prerequisite for our board members to be engaged and committed. And our board chairperson, Jim Goldinger, was very capable, along with Chris, and supported me and the team throughout a very difficult time. But I'm pleased to tell you we had a very strong year performance, and our veterans program continued to meet the needs of the veterans. So I feel very lucky. I want to start with our frontline workers. It's our team that makes the difference. They stepped up after Governor Baker's mid-March executive order. All of our employees, including me, were considered essential workers. They showed up every day to help people in need, help our veterans. That included, and it needed, resolve, courage, professionalism, compassionate care, and actually putting their own anxiety behind our guests, our clients. I was very proud of their work. The success of our programs mean that our clients succeed, and that's central to the mission. That's why I wanted to work here, because we know we can make a difference in people's lives. The quality of our programs means our veterans, our clients, are prepared to move ahead, live their lives, return to their families, and become productive community members, just like anyone. To deliver these services, especially during the pandemic challenges, it required focus, teamwork, strength, a sense of purpose, and resiliency. And I'm pleased to share you that our team, our frontline workers, display that each and every day. And I'm very proud of that. Of course, the sense of duty was on full display with our veteran service programs. And I want to give just a quick couple shout outs to our team, our leadership team. Matt Morano is a very capable division leader. He leads the veterans, so thank you, Matt. Anthony Joseph, who you will hear from later on, is our capable program director at the Mass Bay Veteran Center. He made sure our veterans in the city of Somerville were safe. Eileen Mirasola is our program director of supported services for veteran families. That's a homeless prevention program to make sure no veteran at risk of being homeless ends up on the street. And last but not least, our own Angela Eberly. She's a program director for the Employment Network. She works to get our veterans full-time employment, ideally a living wage with benefits. So thank you, Angela. Thank you, Eileen. Thank you, Anthony and Matthew. So collectively, our motto is a holistic model. Volunteers America, Massachusetts brings all different elements together to help our veterans. It includes providing transitional and permanent housing, behavioral health treatments, employment and training supports, comprehensive case management, and probably most importantly, the circle of camaraderie, a belief that we can help restore independence. And that's something you can't touch. It's something we have to believe in. And together we can deliver that. We have a new tagline. It simply says, care today, opportunity tomorrow. So everything came full circle with the pandemic. It's difficult to imagine our veterans living on the streets or in the cars. It's really impossible to imagine that our homeless vets, some of them are quite elderly. Now think about the image of Jason. Jason arrived at the Mass Bay Veteran Center. He's a 74-year-old veteran. That really got to me, and I know we can do better. I know we must do better. I think collectively, we can do better by our vets in the Commonwealth and in this country, and I'm gonna work tirelessly to do that. When COVID-19 hit, it has a disproportionate impact on elders. Our homeless vets come with a lot of multiple underlying health concerns. And Jason found his way to the Mass Bay Veteran Center. The city of Somerville always welcomes our vets, and he received the care he needed when he needed it to be safe and to stay safe. I get a phone call. It's in the middle of a pandemic, and who is it? But it's our friend, our partner, and leader, Mayor Joseph Curtatone, the mayor of the city of Somerville. I usually don't get calls directly from mayors. And what does he say? Charles, how can we help the Mass Bay Veterans Center? Do you need more PPE? Do you need food? What can I do to help? It was unbelievable, Mr. Mayor. I was very touched. And he backs his words with actions. So he brought together a group of leaders to help bring healthcare prevention to our veterans. Enter Donato Tramuto. Donato will be receiving an award. He's a global healthcare leader. He brings healthcare access to Africa and the city of Somerville and throughout the globe. I'm very, very honored to be in that company. And last but not least, our good friend Sumit Nagpal, founder and CEO of Cherish Health. He provided the cutting edge technology that monitored key health indicators such as oxygen level, heart rate, and other health indicators. It's our goal to have real-time intervention so the vets do not end up in the ER, or we're not treated in real time to make sure if they had COVID, they would be taken care of in a quick, professional way. The partnership was unique. I've never been in a partnership that has the city mayor, an innovation firm, a private foundation with global impacts, and then us. Usually we're not at the table. So our nonprofit brought together the veterans and our holistic approach. And all we want to do is keep our vets safe. We wanted their health to be stable and ultimately secure permanent housing. So I want to share some good news with you today. As of yesterday, Mr. Mayor, Sumit Donato, we have had no positive cases at the Mass Bay Veterans Center during this pandemic. So I would like to shift gears and introduce our 3 inaugural Community Partnership Awards. These are new awards. These are new partners. I feel like we have a very fruitful future. So I want to introduce Mayor Curtatone, Donato Tramuto of eHealth Villages, and of course, Cherish Health's Sumit Nagpal. Mr. Mayor, I'd like to start off with you.
Well, thanks, Charles, and good afternoon, everyone. It's an honor to be here with all of you. And you're very kind and flattering in your comments, Charles, but I want to thank you. I want to thank you to the Volunteers of America and for this honor and recognition, and a huge thank you to the Massachusetts Bay Veterans Center, as well as Cherish Health and Healthy E-Villages for partnering with us on this really impactful, positively impactful program. You know, one of the things we learned about COVID-19 was, and we continue to learn, but one of the things we learned right away was how quickly it could spread through shared living spaces like veterans homes or senior living facilities. And often, as we have heard tragically, with very deadly results. And we didn't want to see that happen in our veterans homes in Massachusetts and across the country, but certainly not to happen here in Massachusetts and Somerville. So as you all know, we worked with Cherish Health, Healthy E-Villages, and VOA Massachusetts together to bring this sort of non-invasive way to monitor residents at the Veterans Center for early warning signs of COVID-19. And the hope being that cases could be caught early so individuals could be quarantined and given the proper medical care right away, and hopefully avoiding any large outbreak or loss of life and or more serious medical complications. And being part, let me just say that being part of this program was a no-brainer for Somerville. Throughout this pandemic, we have been doing everything we can, including looking at these sort of abnormal, out-of-the-box ideas and working with community partners and stakeholders like yourselves to protect our residents from this disease and keep them healthy and safe. And we have especially been focused on helping those most vulnerable to the coronavirus. And it's, you know, I'm flattered to get this award for doing my job, but it's only right that we do what we can to protect the people who have sacrificed, especially most vulnerable, sacrificed so much on our behalf, such as the veterans living at North Street. Trying to control COVID-19 in our community, as you can imagine, has been an enormous, overwhelming task. And it's one that one individual can't do alone. It's not an individual challenge. It's not one community can do alone. We need collective action. Veterans have shown us the power of collective action and selfless service on behalf of their fellow man, their community, their country. One bright spot during this pandemic has been seeing how willing our residents and community partners have been to join us to help their neighbors. And I submit, for me, we should all look upon the selfless service of our veterans and their history to inspire that action and that will. So I want to thank everyone who stepped up to protect our veterans, including our volunteers from American, Massachusetts, yourself, Charles. I mean, if everybody was willing to partner as much as you would do, we could do a lot more. I might have been on a phone call. I think within 10 seconds, you're like, okay, what are we going to do? Massachusetts-based Veteran Center program, and Anthony Joseph, and case manager Howard Bennett. I think you hit it on the head, Charles. Frontline essential workers. Behind the scenes, behind the CEOs and the mayors, there's so many people doing the frontline work, and they're unheralded. I've seen it firsthand. I miss being with all of you on those events to, not just to participate in Veterans Day or some other moment to speed our veterans, but to experience the humanity and compassion that you show every day. And we have a lot of fantastic, talented people here in the Somerville organization doing that work in the community who just do it out of love for their neighbor. Also, Sumit Nagpal from Cherish Health, who brought this technology to us, and I'm so grateful for that it was able to help people. We knew it would. And Donato Tomato from Healthy Villages. It's been an incredible partnership, and one that certainly can be scaled up, and I hope it will be, and learn from. But again, while I am honored and humbled to accept this today, and I want to recognize all those who are being recognized today, I want to make it clear, one, it was a team effort. I delivered you the opportunity, Charles, that was presented to me. So on behalf of all those involved, especially from the city, this is for them. And it is a no-brainer, and it is our responsibility to take care of those who are most vulnerable and those who've taken care of us. And we need to remember that. It's immeasurable to understand today what the impacts of COVID-19 are, not just now, but in the future. And at some point, we'll figure out. And I hope that more, and I pray and call upon all of us to do what we need to do as individuals, one, and follow the examples, the exemplary history of our veterans, to not let our guard down, to step up to protect not just ourselves, but selflessly protect everyone in our neighborhoods, our friends, our neighbors, the people we work with, our frontline and essential workers. And I thank all of you for what you do every day. It's an honor to be here with all of you. I'm humbled, but I want to also give a special shout out to our Director of Veteran Services, another one of those unheralded workers who works on behalf of veterans. That's Ted Louis Jacques. I want to accept this on his behalf as well. Thanks, Charles.